Is someone injured?
Hello, boys and girls.
I need code and partisan to the full table or you're being disqualified.
We are in HearthStone.
He left, remember? Like,
We got our first match. Xerox 81 and his priest versus Renegade and his mate.
when I came over there, I was telling you guys the code.
It looks like Xerox running that cheese divine fire
backing
guy
out the
that I
tournament
love so much.
Flipping to evildoer. Does he? Repeat that, please. When I came over to talk to you guys and give you your walkies, I was letting you know that Code forfeited his game. Code was not the person who told me. You told me that. I'm just confused.
And now I will turn that off. There you go. Change that up real quick. How you doing, Adam?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Do you have any idea what's going on in Hearthstone?
I don't, but I figured it would be a good opportunity to kind of listen, and we might have some viewers that also are not familiar with it. So
they can learn with you?
Yeah, you can kind of explain to me what's going on here.
That's where to watch.
So we have
Renegade and Sizrock. Sizrock's running a priest deck much like my own with a basic cheese. It pumps up the toughness of its summons and then it turns that into its attack power and hits you with something giant and something mean. Unfortunately, Mage is not the deck that you want to play with that. Mage clears the board pretty efficiently and plays minions. Well, Dave's specific deck doesn't play minions.
Yeah, it's interesting because if you look at the board, he's got a lot more out than what Sizrock does. Does Priest use a lot of like spells as opposed to creatures, or well, I guess he just lost. So.
Yeah, Priest relies on one or two really strong minions, but you gotta let them sit for a little bit.
Is this a single elimination round for these?
It's best of 3.
Okay, for each match.
We're gonna jump into Booberkin's game.
Okay.
That was more aggro decks straight up, so those go quick and painlessly. We got 6 in here. There's a Paladin versus a Control Mage. It's pretty much a similar deck to what Dave is playing. Looks like less legendaries. Looks like this is just a Paladin Swarm deck. Chose not to clear the board there. Unless he's got something. No. Not giving him the free secret.
We have many secrets.
Oh, this is the deck Boomerkin was talking about over there a minute ago. He just sits here and plays secrets. We could be here for a while. Oh, I'm on the stream and I don't have a hat. I feel bad. It's the first time I've been on the stream with my bald head. There we go.
So a secret that you play that your opponent doesn't know until it gets triggered?
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't really play Yu-Gi-Oh! Much either. but I kind of get the concept.
I didn't either, but yeah, it reacts based on a certain amount of circumstance, like taking lethal damage, enemy playing a spell, enemy playing a minion.
Okay.
This is a Paladin Murloc deck. It plays a bunch of little small creatures, and if you don't deal with them eventually, they just run over it.
So I know enough about it to know that Murdocs are similar to like Magic the Gathering goblins. They're just kind of okay.
Squirrels, goblins, elves, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
The mage should deal with them decently. They have a spell called Fire Blast, which deals damage to every minion on the enemy side, but if he doesn't clear them out, it's a bad day.
Does he have one in his hand, or is that a different spell?
No, that's a Fireball. That's a direct damage spell.
Okay, so to the summoner itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what he was telling me about this deck over there is it doesn't actually go directly at people. It relies on people for beating themselves, because it plays a bunch of secrets. But unfortunately, I don't think one of those secrets is Ice Block right now, which would give him 8 armor when he would take lethal. There's Flame Strike.
Oh, and it's a 7 mana.
And 4 damage.
Okay, I see.
So he drew that right when he needed it.
So how much? It does 4 damage to every
minion on the enemy side, plus the enemy. Or no, not plus the enemy, just the minions.
So it's enough usually to clear out like little minions if you have a lot of them accumulated.
Yep. It's the perfect card for a Murloc deck. That's not a Murloc.
No,
that is a very big core counter.
It seems pretty big.
Pretty straightforward. Could add that counter spell ready in the last. Actually, no, the counter spell wouldn't have been relevant. The Fireball will have to kill the core hound. The Ice Block will protect him. Next time he takes fatal damage, he's immune to damage for that turn. So he's going to sit behind this wall and attack with this 4/3 until Paladin can deal with it. Or Tiny Elvis just eventually doesn't have enough HP points.
So he's going to switch back over to the Merlin.
He's going to try to keep the board clear. But every time Tiny Elvis tries to clear that, he only has a 1 damage on his weapon.
Right.
So every time he tries to clear it, he's going to take 4 damage from the enemy.
Right.
And he doesn't have any taunt here, so he's basically going to take 4 more damage. That Polymorph, not too much of a useful card in this respect, simply because the only thing he's going to play are 1/1s and 2/1s that he can clear in the first place. I think Duplicate might have been the better play there, but he went with a counterspell. I think he has 2 counterspells now, which is next spell that Tiny Elvis plays. It'll just null and void that. I don't know why Tiny took that 4 damage.
Yeah, that seems a little
I think it's over right
obscure.
now. That's lethal unless he can deal with this 4/1.
Well, you would need some kind of taunt or something for next turn, otherwise he's just going to deal the
He's going to have to use the Knight to trade for that, but the Secret's going to duplicate it. Yeah, that's lethal. He just got 2 more copies of the Kieran Tormage. And Boomerkins is over there, celebrating like a madman with this deck of evil.
We have many secrets.
Yeah. And that looks like lethal. So Tiny Elvis gets 1 turn to contemplate whether he wants to give up or not. This game's pretty much over. Counterspells and duplicates are the... Counterspells and duplicates, even if he had lethal, he can't take lethal because there's an Ice Block.
Right. Be interesting to see what he does here. He doesn't seem to be just throwing in the towel.
I mean, it's the best 2 out of 3, and you might as well get as many cards out of your opponent as you can. He's going to make him play his next turn, just to see, because the rules in our tournament is you can switch decks between best of 3s, but you can't change the cards in them.
I see.
So if he comes out with this mage deck again, there was Sheep, there was Lethal. That's game. Who's showing the Cooler Master keyboard?
I think it was. That's your the trigger, the storm keyboard. You got to build in
Pop it on Karazhan's.
you can cover out of your document.
We're gonna it looks like they just got started.
This will be good. I want to see what Karazhan's does
This
here.
looks like 2 pretty much aggro decks.
When I was talking to Harrison's before, he was telling me that he had a, quote,
Oh, this is against Fildy. So.
expensive deck, unquote, and I don't know entirely what that
But
is.
Fildy also has a pretty mean deck. Especially with the card he just played, Dr. Boom.
So can you buy cards, or do you have to buy packs to get
You buy
cards?
packs to get cards, so there is a sense of randomness with it. But ultimately, if you spend enough money, you're gonna get. Because see, if you get duplicates, you can only ever have. Yeah, I know. If you only ever have, you can only ever have 2 cards of any type in a pack. In the 3rd card, you can dispense of it into dust and make cards you need. So if you spend enough money, you're going to eventually be able to make whatever you want.
I see. Okay.
So they both just cleared both each other's sides of the board.
So Fildy here is running
Fildy
a
just did
Paladin,
a super combo, yeah.
which is similar to what we saw last time. Is this maybe a Murloc deck as well, or is
No, this is not a Murloc. This is essentially the same concept. He plays a bunch of little minions, but he buffs them up. But what Brennan likes to do is keep board control. So all of his decks, regardless of how aggressive or not they are, he's going to always try to make sure there's no enemies on the opposing player's side.
Okay.
Harrison's, he's just looking like he's playing a pretty mean shaman deck. Brennan usually takes his entire time for his turn too, because I usually play him in randoms. There's no block. He's calculating whether he can deal with that 5/5 or he wants to just go full off. Okay, with that attack, he's just going to sack. Good enemy board. Lose control. True Silver. He's probably going to have an answer here.
So that's interesting. Why did the creature go over to Harrison's side?
Death Rattle from the...
Sylvanas?
Sylvanas has the Death Rattle.
Oh, okay.
Take control of a random enemy minion when she dies.
And he only had 1 at that point, so...
Yeah.
I see.
So she took control of it. Then he played the True Silver Champion, which gives you 2 health on the attack. So he took 1 overall damage there, but he cleared the later board. Those 2 damage to all enemy minions, so we've got to have 2 damage for the dragon. He's going to pop out 2 more spiders there. He's going to concentrate again and clear. Okay, full clear. So that was 4 full damage to the enemy. 5 more, 2 life for himself, 5 more from Booty Bay, and he'll get another minion.
See what you mean about board control.
Yep. Fildy will rarely make a move. Like, if he doesn't clear your board clearly, he's either got lethal to kill you, or he's pretty much doesn't have the ability to clear it.
So I imagine this dragon border on these cards indicate a legendary of some sort.
Yeah, these are the legendaries. That Black Knight destroys a minion with taunt when it comes in. As the last ditch play to defend himself, he had given the fire elemental taunt. Now Fildy has lethal. No, he does not have lethal. We'll put Harrison to 2. But he's now behind a wall.
Right. And he's
So I don't think Harrison has an answer here. No spells, no cards in his hand, no answer.
He does have a taunt, so I don't know if that's going to...
That taunt will get run over as Belcher will clear it, and then the death.
JJ Sky.
See if JJ's not too far into the game. Looks like this just started, and it's a Priest versus a Warrior, so this could be a long one. This in particular is another one of those buff your ally decks.
for the Paladin side?
The priest side, yes.
Or priest side, okay.
The Lightwell is going to pretty much buff up the minions.
So Lightwell, I thought that was a
I
spell
saw your
card.
lovely Paladin play there, buddy. Against the Fire Lord, the Death Knight to the Fire Lord, yeah.
I feel bad because I will play him a turn early because I thought I had enough mana to Avenging Wrath, which means I would have won. But I didn't have enough mana for Avenging Wrath, so I felt like a dream shot.
You BM'd him.
BMing, yeah.
BMing at a LAN party, man. I'll tell you what.
Oh, Kodo's got it. Kodo's got it.
Now we got a real professional talking about this instead of two noobs. At least until next round. Poor Karazins. Man, you missed a game against Boomerkin's mage deck. That thing's mean.
Is it a mech mage?
Nope. It's a secret mage.
Secret mage?
I won't tell you too much about it because that'd be cheating because you're still in the tournament, sir.
Secret mage is beat over.
Here, I'll scoot over so you can get on camera.
Oh, we're on camera too. Huh?
Yeah, you're on camera right here.
Awesome.
You're all special and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm special. That's what one says. Is that I'm special.
This one has the potential to go very long, or could be over quickly. It's Control Warrior. That's not clear in the It's not clear on the board. So
if he doesn't take care of that Mogoshan, it's over.
And Mogoshan is going to get healed now because it's the only thing taking damage. There's a
Demolisher.
Demolisher.
The priest should have healed there before playing as Demolisher to see what he drew. Doesn't change anything because it was a Kodo, but he should have healed.
Yeah, just to save his mana, maybe he could have played something else.
Right.
Like, he doesn't even need to worry about the... Like, this is the best place to be with a priest, because you got your light spawns, you don't need them.
Doesn't look like the warrior has too much left in his hand.
Yeah. He's got one card left, and he's already played all his taunts. He's just throwing up a wall to see what he can do.
Pretty sure
He's basically lethaling it himself. Yep, there's the heal, the Mogoshan.
Yeah, that's it. Holy Nova.
Another Mogoshan just to make it painful.
Holy Nova. And
oh yeah, and Interfire if you want to be him.
well, no, it wasn't lethal, so it's not lethal. It was one off of lethal. I miscounted.
Okay.
It would have been lethal if he hadn't attacked with the Kodo. But he had attacked with
Demolisher. To clear, so.
Well, no, he had cleared
yeah.
the Demolisher and
yeah.
oh no, the Demolisher, Cleric, and then there would have been anything. Oh, I'm sorry.
Billy Stone people's chairs.
Until they pull me off to play another game.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna jump in Boomerkin's last game because these games are going on. Oh, it looks like he's stuck with a whole bunch of board on him. Yeah. He's got.
Ooh. What?
He went for the
ice block. But
Who's he against? Wow.
this is just Tiny Elvis's different form of Zoo. He had a Paladin Zoo earlier, and the Warlock Zoo seems to be doing better.
Zoo is Zoo.
This one's not so much Morlock, which I think was the problem for you.
Paladin Warlock.
Yeah, he's got to have lethal now.
No, he doesn't.
Like he's got to defend it.
He's got one turn.
Oh, he's got a Vice Block, so he's
Like
got.
he can draw for. I don't know if he has a Flame Strike or Blizzard in his deck, but
He's got Flame Strike, but I don't know if he's used it yet. 'Cause he's
I
coming in
wouldn't
on the
be
back end.
Crossbolt there. I think.
I mean, the mirror entities don't even really help you here because you'd have to clear something off the board to even have him play another minion. But
he's
it's
gonna
a Zoo
trade.
deck, so it's not going to be a very big minion.
That I don't think he should have done. The 3 damage, taking away 3 damage changes nothing this turn. He's got his ice block up.
He does. Well, no, he doesn't have the.
I think he probably should have Kieran toward Mage and Mirror into lead.
Give him something juicy to
Well,
try to clear.
Right, yeah. I mean, force him to try to clear, and he has to draw Flame Strike or Blizzard to win anyway. And you're right, I mean, with it being a Zooey deck, Mirror Entity is not very good, but, you know, what if he plays Doomguard? And then you get a free Doomguard.
By the way, Tyler, yeah, by all means, watch if you're still in the tournament. enjoy yourself because the rules let you change the cards in your deck in between games.
Yep. Well, not in between games, in between rounds.
In between rounds, yes. This round's about over. I think this is the only game left in the round. And that's because this is a control mage. And I don't think... Or wait, is he still ice blocked? Or is this
well, after this turn, he won't have ice block.
Yeah.
So he needs Flame Striker, Blizzard, or he loses. It's that simple.
That's not Flame Striker Blizzard.
The honorable thing to do is ping face. No. You have to carry there and just shoot yourself in the face.
Sudoku time?
Yeah, just... I mean, I'm not into math puzzles, but whatever.
Dude, I think that means we move on. Nope, nope. Evildoer's playing.
Evildoer has a game up. Plague, I'm ready whenever. I'm just enjoying some HearthStone action here. Ooh,
Warrior on a Huntard.
Someone's still running Leroy.
Hey, man. Use the fun
And
stuff.
Alex.
Okay,
Okay, I'll be back later stream. Against who?
hi Lord.
The other guy watching the
Hi
stream.
Lord.
Warrior emptied his hands. Burrowbach emptied his hand. Evildoers emptied his hand. We're playing face up. Unfortunately, in face up, I think the hunter has an advantage. Especially when the hunter's got a 5-4 and an 8-8. That's going to be painful. That better be a very good card that he just drew. Well, it'll buy him another turn.
You shall not pass.
There's the clear, there's the armor. Playing with the heart of the cards here. Doors Domu. We're just gonna speed this one to its finish. I think this one, yeah, that's lethal. Game's over already. So, it'll be over. And that's it. Hunter made it through round one. Who would have guessed? We got a bunch of people. Oh. Well, Philby. We're going at it. So.
You asked for it. My magic will tear.
Let's start this one right off from Philby's perspective. Mage on Mage. And now he's playing Tinker Mage.
Hello.
Job done.
I'm a fan of Tinker Rock, but Tinker Mage isn't too bad either. Spell Mage, so Mana Worms and all that, I'm taking it. Hi, Bar, I'm Arnie.
There's the only one we can start on for the second round.
They'll go quickly too. They're two aggressive decks. So, well, at least in his first game, we got a Zoo deck versus a Tinker Mage. So this is going to come quick. Quick. Ooh, that looks like bait. Ah, what? Oh, the Wind Fury. Never mind, yep. Well, he's out of unstable portals, so hopefully that wasn't his, pretty much only means of zooing. This is one aggressive deck. Still, do you have an answer? I don't think he does. Blast Mage. Oh, that's some good RNG. But he doesn't have enough to ping. So he's going to take some damage and he's going to die. That was quick. That was painless. Unstable portal. We'll hop into JJ Skies. We come right as a Holy Nova, and that's some lethal. Oh, BM, you're gonna kill him with the sheep? Killed with a sheep. I wish I would have developed more, but I guess we got to the end of that one. We'll move on. Abilities back again. Let's see if they chose to do the same face up. Nope. We get that paladin we saw earlier. It looks like the same mage deck with some super aggression. Mana Worm to start. Let's see if Philly can deal with the Mana Worm quicker. Some more unstable portals.
You can get a shot off. Just land it and do it, you're dead. You might want to pick a different class.
Reporting for
There's the Mana Worm. Doesn't have any taunts, but he's going to force him to try to clear. Wow, Pyromancer is... Does he go for the Monster Battle? Nope, he's going to hold that. Let's go with the Shredder. Nope, he's going to go with the Pyromancer. And copy that. So that's going to have to clear. They guessed right on the secret. Saves himself worrying about having a copied Shredder or copied Belcher next turn. With Guardian King down the line. Putting Tylord in a different position than last game. Here comes the Belcher. Still the answer with the same. Yep. Does he clear the Belcher out, though? That is the question. We're going to go for the typical filthy play and clear the Belcher. Get the Pyromancer out just so he doesn't kill his own. Death Rattle goes off and we get a Slime. 5 crystals on Tylord's side. The Kirin Tor Mage comes out. And a Flame Cannon. Which will mean the slime will clear and set us up for slime on Kirin Tor Mage. Oh, there's a Cog Hammer. Does he go muster? Does he? Yeah, does he go muster or does he pilot a shredder? Or does he hold back the whole... No? Yeah, okay. He's going to blow his weapon and then muster for battle and fill the board back up. Fill his weapon back up. Follow up for shredder. Your Tor Mage's going to clear out that taunt. Equality! This might clear the board really quickly. Equality cleared the board, then piloted shredder. Gotta clear the board mage.
What's up, man? So you have 2 lands at 9, right? Dang. Either that or the lockdown.
Wait. 8.
Huh?
Locks at 8.
Locks at 8 for the game.
He's gonna clear, he's gonna clear, and defenses for the shot.
Thinking we should do
So neither of those were duplicate. Portal?
Unless you want to stay there. I'll let you stay.
What I be getting? Frostbolt grants him a card that he can't even use.
You can do after. Alright, cool. Assume you don't know anybody here that can do it.
Piloted shredder and clear entity, the piloted shredder.
This is a usable mic. This is a usable mic. The laptop? No, maybe. I don't know. That might.
And we go to Nordomo. Now we're just going to play quickly. Oh, the juggler.
Move quickly.
So we have Vengeance. Knife juggler. 8 rand damage. That's all going to Nordomo. Oh, it's counterspelled. Oh, Fildy. You're ravaging. Just run out of time. No, you didn't.
Runs out on me.
Here's your Drake. Here we go quickly. Here comes the fireball. Here comes Nordomo. Does he have 2 more damage in hand? No, he doesn't. Here comes Guardian of the King. Is it lethal? Does he have lethal? Does he have? He does have lethal, but that's gonna kill him. Which means he's gonna be next to me. The rest of the night. So let's pick up on the Renegade.
Did you say it's like the one you could actually
You asked for it.
Because I had nothing to play.
I didn't hear you saying that at all.
That's the only time I had a chance to play.
I just like seeing Philly's disappointment. Basically, the reason I thought
We got the peanut gallery back here. I was cheering for you. The streamer called me by his ass.
It's alright.
I listened to him. I did not hear him cheering.
I believe you.
I thought you had a chance until that Nordomo came out, and I was like, well,
I mean,
Philly likes to take long turns.
I
so
could
this is
have
the problem.
dealt with it, but I didn't think at all that it would be counterspell. I thought for sure it was Mirror Entity.
We got a Murloc Warrior versus this. I'm not entirely sure what kind of mage this is.
It's a David Peoples match. It's still running Undertaker, so it's probably not a very good mage.
Undertaker and as many legendaries you can chuck in a deck.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, maybe. That's how people's rolls.
Into the face.
That's an aggro warrior.
No, it's not.
Well, was that not an aggressive move? That was leaving it all on the table, man.
That was like a Fildy blinking into 5 people and saying, "Hey team, I got
feel we
5
need to play
aggressive."
Smite later just for the stream. But these are like tournaments back to back to back, so I may be tired enough by the end of the night to play some arena. Who knows?
Yes. Dude, I had nothing to play the first game.
Those were really bad.
The shredders, and yeah, the portals were bad too. But my shredder, like I got a 1/1 out of my shredder.
Second game was pretty easy, and then Norzdoma came out.
And then
make quick decisions.
Well, when I played Avenging Wrath, like I thought there was no way that it would be Counterspell. I thought for sure it was Mirror Entity. And the same thing happened to me earlier today. I assumed it was Mirror Entity, and I played around it, and I played right into Counterspell and just got wrecked.
Well, I had 2 secret thoughts. Hello.
I didn't even think about that too. Yeah. Good game.
Looks like people's just playing some basics.
I owned myself. I'm an idiot. I should have played my guard.
Wow, we got 5 crystals and he's playing almost face up. That ain't good.
Nope.
People's got all the control in the world. Fireballs.
Yep.
Noyatron's gonna help clear that thing, and here comes 4 damage. To knock off some of that shield block.
I'm pretty sure the Warriors lost this game. There's not really much you can do to come back. He has 12 damage in hand.
23 against him. How many death rattles does it have?
I personally would, I would just ping here.
Run to the house.
Hey, Power Splice Cruise?
Why do you run to the house?
Not for that.
Exactly.
You'll do that while you're there.
It's on my poorly
jotted list. On a napkin, no less.
No, I'm sorry, look at the second item.
Look at this, Stream.
Look at the second item, though.
That is a list on a napkin.
Yeah, but the second item is paper.
Stream, I want to let you know that I have this, and have had this the entire land. No one asked me for
Alex has been looking for paper this whole time. I'm not getting paper.
We have no pet here.
You can't take an XC with you.
So I forgot the hammer's going. My bad, guys. Sorry. I am. Not real thing.
No, none of those. All made up. Thanks, smartass.
His name is Hug.
Hug. I thought your name was Hug.
No, my name is not Hug.
Debo's name is Hug.
No, my name is Debo. It's
I read
4.
that somewhere. Debo's name is Hug.
No, I put his name as Hug. Because he forgot the E on his name is Huge.
Oh.
It was funny in the moment. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Does Warrior even have a chance? I mean, I would like to say...
numbers on him?
No, he's got
okay.
Because they tried letters, but people got really confused. The Chinese people didn't understand what this A and B and C stuff was, so they went with numbers. It's a little more universal.
You gonna play in Team Fortress?
Yes, absolutely.
You have a chance getting that too.
Probably not. I would just
Well, find somebody in the crowd who can play heavy, and you're good.
Yeah, but the problem is it's random teams, so they can find them all they want. They might be in a different team.
Well, People's had a pretty easy game there. It's hard commentating a game when you know it's so one-sided.
Right.
But
the Warrior definitely should.
That's kind of the point, and then people are supposed to have fun. So some of these decks are developed to never pop in on this one. Well, the May Cypher's getting his butt beat by Boomerkins, who's just running a Zoolock to no end.
Now, here I would go for lethal. I would go 6.
He just won another card. He's being greedy.
No, well,
he thinks he's got it in control.
There it is.
There's the Ice Barrier. There's 8 armor.
So that's why I would have attacked first.
He's got it in control. He was just playing to see what he can have for options.
But if you attack first and you have lethal, you just screwed yourself.
Boomerkin's got a good chance of going far. I think it's Boomerkins and Tylord, depending on how the bracket looks.
One depending on how the draws.
Yeah. How's the bracket looking? Does Boomerkin and Tylord look like they can make it to the final? Or do they got to meet up next round? Next match. Okay, we're going to watch that.
Then it's going to be between Urbach and JJ up against Renner.
Soulfire Self from Maximum BM.
Boomerkin just zooed his way to victory.
I've got 4 tournaments up right now.
Weird attack, it's like a mid-range easy.
So, JJ has a chance to go in the next round?
Yeah. In the first case, we may need
JJ versus Urbach. Pirates. Pirate Warrior?
Or I don't have a lot of cards, Warrior. One of the two.
I mean, I know Urbach plays a little bit more, but this is a deck after my own heart, though. Bogushans, Interfire, Demolishers, just, you know, have fun. Unfortunately, I don't think he had... No one ever uses the Wind Fury airplanes. People ignore those Wind Fury airplanes. You have
but
the potential of just
yeah, you have the potential, but it's a 1/4 for 3 mana. It's not a very good card.
It's essentially a 2.
No, it's a 1/4 because if you might not even get a chance to attack with it. So it's a 1/4 that has Wind Fury. Yes, it has the potential to attack twice.
It works better when you got Memoron's head in your pocket.
Hey, who are you supporting?
Right now we got Urbach and JJ Sky because I think they're the last one of this round.
Get behind.
Yeah, this might be, I don't have a lot of cards. Throw a bunch of taunts at it. There's a light well.
I would...
Interesting choice there with the Shadow Box.
I don't know why we're doubling.
I think he chose better of it. Yeah, he went to the Bogushan. Now there's a 12-12 combo. He cleared the small one instead of the large one.
But he could have cleared the small one by just attacking with a Shadow Boxer.
I think he wanted to do damage to the Northshire so he could heal it this turn.
I mean, but you...
Ooh, Mastis card is junk. I mean, it works in this situation, but Mastis Spell, like, for the amount of times the Mastis Spell may win it for you, it's gonna just sit in your hand and do nothing. Remember that. He's playing with a lot of cards in hand. He's got a mind control too if he ever wants to take some. That's just a lot of taunt. I'm gonna try to clear here. No. He's just gonna kill all those creatures. Force him to do something to the health of that Mogushan.
We don't know yet.
I can't tell if it's a Shadow or Death or Shadow and Pain in his hand.
Pain. There's the heal, there's the mind vision. You play it just to get another card.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, he got death.
Wow.
Of all the cards, you won a mind vision.
Wow. That's game over. He can't come back from that. Regardless of what happens. That is the most unfortunate.
Well, he could Deathwing the Deathwing.
Exactly. He can't. Well, if
this Deathwing comes out,
if JJ Sky in
dumb enough to Deathwing.
Exactly. If he's dumb enough to Deathwing first after having mind vision to Deathwing, then yes, he could lose.
He's just drawing cards that he can't draw.
It's something that makes
I would play Doctor Doom.
I mean, you gotta get cards out of your hand. You're so full at this point.
I got ET on there.
And here's the part. Here's
He
where
knows there's a
here's,
Deathwing.
Here's where he Deathwings going.
But he doesn't know the other guy got a Deathwing.
Yeah. Look at my Deathwing.
He did just boombot himself. So.
Now this is where it's pretty much they're top decking. They're both top decking, unless.
Yeah. I mean, you could totally be him and just take the Deathwing and kill him with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not it's not the end. It's just the smarter play.
3,000 people that come to this thing.
Little does he know he actually took the Deathwing, and he's known all along, like the previous 3 turns, that he was going to do this. Urobok's sitting over there, like, having people watching it.
He just took my Deathwing.
Now you play the Deathwing. No, now you just play the second Deathwing.
No, now you play Shadow or Death and smack him in the face for...
You gotta go with maximum BM.
Why did you do that? What?
Is he giving him hope? He's BMing. He's BMing. He doubled it up to death, and now he's gonna be able to fold.
I'm so confused, though.
Right?
I mean, that's just disrespectful. Unless he didn't see that he had lethal. Like, I don't get why he wasted 3 cards to...
You shall not.
Time is too valuable to be spent BMing. Remember that, kids.
Once you have an account,
We got a,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
it's like number of people. Yes, I got. Yep.
yeah.
That's legal.
Can we just end?
Yeah. So.
The alarm bot. There's no reason to play the alarm bot. Just play his own Deathwing.
He could actually. He could.
I mean, unless he's got a question. More minions. By all means, play more minions. Beat him with his own Deathwing after he thought he was going to win. In a friendly play?
Yeah. Play. You have to either be laddering or casual.
He was just trying to spin Chris at that point then. No, doing what?
Probably like sitting AFK in like a battle.
Well, Boomerkin's playing a game, so I'll jump into that. You get JJ. He killed Urobok with his own Deathwing.
Instead of playing the one that he mind visioned. This does not look...
Poor old Cyphus.
Yes. Well, no, actually, poor... I mean, I guess he could draw lethal.
Well played.
He could not draw lethal. I mean, what could he have drawn that would have been lethal? He needed 3 damage. Nothing would have been lethal. So.
Oh, I didn't see the giant. Well, that's over. Cyphus beats out the Boomerkin.
Oh, well, in one game, I don't know. I don't know if he won the best of 3. Ooh. How many viewers? We got 6 whole viewers right now.
It went up when I went to HearthStone, man. People love the HearthStone.
Oh no. Olay!
Oh, was this what Haywood was going to be the guinea pig for? You just put a GoPro on his head while he ate?
No, I just feed him bad things.
Oh, well, at least you didn't feed, at least you did that. Like not before the
We started him out some Fiber 1 bars, and we have no idea what he's created.
At least his clone is clean.
Oh my god.
Okay, Boomerkin's down 1-0 in a best of 3. Go back in. Here comes that Warlock. Undertaker lock.
Mind if I roll knee?
Here comes the, oh, this is the zoo. Cyphus with the same rogue we saw before. Shout out to Steel Series, by the way, for the nice beat. Keeps my head warm. So, Murloc Rogue versus Zoo Warlock.
Just by that bridge, all the way in the back, it's on the left.
Probably the direction of the male bathroom.
Right.
Well, technically it is just over there in the corner. It's just the other corner. Oh, Stalag and Flangen. Both in hand. Let's see how this works. Comes the Mogashan. Well, if he lets... Once he's power for him and declare the Mogashan, he can.
Well, I don't live around here, so...
Nico's will make you a pizza about this big. Yeah, you can get them delivered.
Are they good?
They've been good ever since we usually order from them in batch every LAN party. So yeah, Nico's is pretty good. If you also you can try Wild Willie's pizza. They'll make a barbecue chicken pizza. You can try that one.
It's on the internet, Nico's and then
Isn't Klosterman's a bread company? Isn't Klosterman's a bread company?
They just got here.
Up at the front, underneath the desk. I'd go with Nico's or Wild Willie's, I think it is. For PJ. If you don't like the chains.
No, it's a local flair.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
Nico's delivers, I don't think Willie's does. I think you have to go pick it up. Willie's is right in downtown. There's Stalag. And this Fengen can come out next round.
This guy's toast.
My shield for Argon.
The scourge will consume you.
There's Baron Rivet there. Stalag is out.
One thing I completely disagree with the market.
5.
If you take control of a person's creature, and then you have a card that says return to owner's hand, it will return it to whoever's in control of it, not who the card is owned by.
Well,
in my opinion, that is a bug. Because any other card
in
game,
Magic, yeah.
any other card
It
game,
returns to the actual owner.
whoever owns that card. And in this case, he's the one that owns it, because it's from his collection. It should come back to the parent.
Probably something to do in the coding.
So I was like, because I did that one day. I'm like, oh yeah, I own that. I'm like, oh, fuck, it went to his hand. Are you shitting me? You don't see it very often because you gotta get that one dragon out into the green card. So that's the only good one to do with it.
Well, you can shiv and stuff. But, or sap.
Yeah.
But rogues rarely can take control of anything. So.
Right. That's it.
It's a special kind of thing. Does he have enough to control? I don't think he can hold off his onslaught. Rivendare gets by the Sea Giant. Rogue can Assassin Blade. He's gonna Eviscerate. He already played a card that's 4 damage. Oh, that's lethal. Clears the taunt, and the Assassin Blade clears the rope. Cypress gets its victory. Into GJ Sky's game. Hopefully it's not like the last few times I've jumped into him and he's been over and done with. Oh, this one looks all over. Robach just defending himself. Against the inevitable. The Motor Shot War will buy him a turn. Maybe? No, I think it's lethal anyway. Yep, it's lethal anyway. Oh no, wait, he's got 20 into that armor. Top decking. This is lethal if he doesn't throw up a block. 16. The Motor Shot will buy him a little bit. So heal sitting looking at her 9/9. The white ball comes into play. Here, this is freaking done. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, throw the wall.
You shall not pass.
And there's lethal. Goodbye. Here. But there goes her. So GG Skies. Priest makes it through. Robot. I guess there's only one.
One of the semis is going on right now.
Yep. Kyler just jumped into a game, so. They might have just been playing
So in the semifinals, we have Renegade versus JJ and Cypress versus Tyler.
I got Cypress and Tyler right now. Rogue versus Tyler, it's Quick Mage. We saw against Philly.
I know I'm all 3, so.
Cypress' Rogue was actually doing pretty well too against Boomerkin. Mana Worm, then the Freeze. And then we move on with our lives. Another Mana Worm. Both Mere entity gets the crab. Doesn't get the heal for it though. Select Belcher. Looking like Tyler's getting that in good hand. Maybe it's just a good deck if he always gets a good hand. He's gonna bring that up.
It's official. I only have one more case. It's a 50-footer, so whoever needs it,
Have you go good spirit?
He didn't ask me. He asked me. Yeah, so I'm giving it like, well, everybody else is giving it. Like, yeah, I do that a couple. I know almost every case I've got, like, I don't think so. I didn't bring one, but I didn't know if I had one long enough to reach here and there.
I don't bring because I know you're here. And I'm always on time, which means it's like, I know you'll have them.
Right.
Plus I'm on staff, so I can grab Wes's on the way out the door.
I guess it's like forgetting your monitor.
No, I just needed the second one because I didn't feel like bringing a 28-inch TV. It would have been tacky.
I could have hooked you up to this one.
That would have been even more tacky.
Been on the 40-inch plasma. 42-inch plasma.
That's some HearthStone in style.
I was seeing anybody's here up here to break the five.
I'm not. It's like, are you able to break the five?
Sea Giant's been doing work for Cyphers. I think he's finally met his match. There's enough damage sources. Oh, he's just going lethal. Yep, there's lethal. Jump into Renegade.
Okay, that's going to be my...
Hey Alex, can you give me the HearthStone tournament prize? It's from Be Quiet. Be quiet. You're supposed to be my person. You're the one that's going to keep me awake all night.
Good luck with that. She's barely awake herself.
Yeah, is it a cooler or is it a power supply? I was just going to show it off to the stream. I mean, they've been watching these people beat each other up for a while now. They might as well know what they're doing it for.
I'd like you slow like it. Like, we'll go ahead and get it now. That's fine. That's fine. I remember feeling that. Yeah. I'm sorry, my brain is
You're dead.
Oh, it's a case?
Yeah, it's a silent 800 CPU.
Oh, okay. I'll just wait till Wes comes in. Because he's probably not going to give it out until the midnight round anyway. I've been ignoring this game. I apologize. This is the semifinal, so it's kind of a big deal. People are just swarming. Oh. Okay, I'll need a bigger picture for that one. But I'll pull it up after the stream. Thing won't even fit in a chair. Depends on what you came in the land with. That may or may not be a prize or a detriment. You may just want to throw the final.
Is someone injured?
He had a napkin of things to get. Here comes Peoples. Does he have... Yeah, he does. He has lethal. But those are asleep. Nope, no he doesn't. That's only 4. 5. That means JJ's at 2. Does JJ have an ability to come back on this one?
There you go.
Comes the Shadow Boxer. Clears the taunt. Does he have anything? He's going to go for it. There's the heal. There's the Northshire Clark. Shadow Boxer. Boom, bop, boom. Boom, bop, boom. And does he get lucky? No. Oh. Got anything to defend himself, because this is lethal. Game! Set match. JJ is going to lose to Renegade. Short, sweet, quick. Just crossbow, ball shot, anything else. JJ made him sweat there for a little bit. Popping into Tylord's Cyphus. So we're about halfway through the game. We're on 5 and 6 crystals. Murloc Room. I think that was game 1. If Tylord wins this one, it's Tylord over Cyphus. Oh wait, no, it's Cyphus over Tylord. Never mind. Just probably let them tell you. They're probably paying more attention than I am. To be perfectly honest, I mean, I'm just watching cards and breaking down turns. I couldn't tell you who's actually winning the game. I'm an awesome commentator, I admit it. Clear. Gotta clear that 3-1. Why would you clear the 1-1? I'm confused by that one. Oh, all other Murlocs, so it would have still kept off. With 7 crystals up, that could have been bad. Played Fury for Dream Side.
Jeez, is that the HearthStone tournament thing? Yes.
They'll never know what.
Yeah, it's basically something I'm gonna have to go full screen to show off.
Whenever you're ready.
Oh, after this one.
It is. It's kind of heavy. Are we actually getting into the winner?
Midnight raffle. I just have it over here so I can show it up on screen.
Okay, I was just curious.
Let's see. There are no more Morlocks. I think the Murloc's run out of steam here. He's got 2 cards left, 5 crystals left. Silence the Shredder. Before we are. Not terribly even. Is Ragnaros the player here? Yeah. We'll go Ragnarok. Both of them would have been. I almost think both of them might have done better, but Ragnarok has to be dealt with now.
I'm confused as all freaking get out.
Both of them stalls. Ragnaros pretty much forces the hand.
You are not keeping my money.
Gotta deal with it, the game's pretty much over. Not gonna do damage. That Secret's counterspell, that's a terrible position for Cyphers to be in. That's the game.
What's the price of that yellow tower?
Fireball and let Ragnaros do his job.
You're talking about the Corsair. The Corsair, the 380T.
Or he's just gonna make it so Ragnaros does less. Lothar will pretty much flip this one. Oh, the Ragnaros luck was not with him. And well, with 10 crystals, Lothar's impact is not as much as it could be, especially against a rogue, usually low cost. That's an 8 crystal Fanonize that's not going to go off. For Cyphus, that's the match.
I just called for the other 3 to come over.
Might as well deal damage to yourself, huh?
Well played.
End of this turn, it's over. Yep. That's the third. I'm not sure if that's the. I'm not sure if that's the second one or not. I'm jumping around. Renegade and JJ Sky should be doing battle. The secret, JJ Sky. Tyler,
we are waiting on JJ and Renegade to complete theirs.
Well, I'm watching that game right now. Counterspell is going to stop that clear. Life tap for a Murloc.
I was like, he gave you 10 just because he saw the price on that. I'm like, oh, 10 for the delivery. Crap for the food. Let's not piss him off. So it's $6. Hey, Alex. Are they easier to order online or are they easier to call? I've got the video. I know what I want. I know. Slashing people.
We're about to call with a big order anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and get it to me and I'll add it to the list.
How do you want me to send this to you?
Freeze.
You want to send it to me on Facebook?
Fire Blast clear, and Can he... Oh, that heal bot can totally break Renegade right here, right now. Sneed's old Shredder. Sneed's old Shredder goes down. Life tap draw. Nothing left. He's forcing people to play everything he's got at him. Kills Sneed's old Shredder. He's he could have froze Sneed's old Shredder. What is he? Oh, he's still got 10 left. Low theft, but he's got to deal with the Shredder. The Shredder's lethal. Oh, no, it's not. Not with the slimes. Harvest Golem's out. The heal bot's going to cost a ton. There's the heal. Ancient Brewmaster. Returns heal bot. Does he have board clear? Actually, oh no, he doesn't have any spells. You could use the Mana Worm to try to buff it up a little bit to get lethal. But 5, 6. Oh, all he had to do was cast 2 spells and he could have had lethal. He might not have spells, that's the problem. This is a spell, people's played this wrong. Okay, that's a Neutron to add himself another turn of defense. And Karen Bloodhoof. It's the heal bot. 8 more health. Here comes the Puddle Stopper. And let him turn in something to get help.
Alex, borrow first on your Facebook. I just sent you a message with it. Do you have any questions?
I'll render Renee beats JJ's guy.
Like, all your turns. All stuff, right? I'm sorry, 5. Officially, our final is going to be Renegade versus Tyler.
Renegade versus Tyler. Well, judging by their rankings, I think Tyler has this one in the bag. But people can do something now. It's all about draw. It's all about the draw. Oh, we'll wait till they get in the game.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Tear you apart. Hello.
Mage on mage.
Hello.
Aggressive. For the finals. Game 1. Renegade starts with the Neutron Blade. Essentially the same as a mirror image play.
Final.
I'll show them.
It's Taiwan versus French. Diva, where did you see Tyler's ranking?
Friends list.
I don't play this game. Who's ranked 5?
Tyler's rank 5. Renegade's rank 15. Or ladder 15. It's 3 wins against equal competition for every rank. So Tyler's significantly better than Renegade. At least based on deck compositions and all that, but Renegade may have cards that Tyler doesn't deal with in higher ranks.
And it's all what the drops in.
Yep, because Fildy beat Tyler pretty bad in their first game, and then Tyler ran 2 games back to back and just wiped the floor with him. So.
And JJ
Which is surprising because Renegade's decks are a little dubious to begin with, but hey, they work. Sledge Belcher? Triggers and mirrors. Tyler gets a free Sledge Belcher, and I'm sure he's happy.
I'm not sick, and it's just a cough. I think you ran it. Because I'm like, my wife's like, oh, you're getting sick, and I'm like, I started on Thursday, and I woke up on Friday. All I had was a cough, and I'm fine. I'm like, no, it's just, I just get the call.
Renegade's looking like he got a bad hand. Griffin Tyler's playing next game. And to defend himself, this Azure Drake. Well, everything's getting through this time. Lothab to knock people's out of progression. That's just flat mean. People's can defend himself, but that spell won't be coming out this turn. Poison.
Smack right now.
Dave's in a bad spot.
15 to 27. Two mages too, huh?
It's more Tyler has enough power to clear the board.
I'll just get like 2 burritos and a soda.
Dave can't defend himself from 11 damage right here, so it's pretty much lethal. You have to lethal. 7. I see 7. I see 7. Renegade is.
Right. Who lost?
Yeah. Tyler had 1 game 1. We'll go his perspective because Tyler is 1 game away from winning. Okay.
You asked for it.
It's like you might walk off with that thing.
I don't know, they might for as much attention as I pay. I almost click that confirm button. Not my button to click.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there's this thing to click. Oh wait, I can't click on it.
Tyler is okay, there we go. He's gonna return 2 cards. And you got one of the cards you threw away anyway, so. Oh, people's went with a Hunter. try aggression to start out. It might work, and if he's going to play this knife juggler minion order, he might get it. But that knife juggler's not going to live long. The other alligator has to make a decision.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Sergeant, I'm going to play next turn. Stable portal gives him a duel. More stealth on the Worgen. Dave's just going to go all out, put his stuff on the table, and see what happens. Which he pretty much has to do against Tylord, but I think this control is going to be too much.
Oh, wait.
This is 5, this is the Belcher.
I got the names there.
Does Dave have enough to clear this? Up he goes. Little does he know that something bad is about to happen.
That was a pretty big gamble.
It was. But he's got to put as much damage into that mage before the control sets in.
Bob. Sure. How are you today, sir? Fine and in.
Unstable portal.
Chinese orders.
Here comes the Guardian.
Having a hard time feeling my nose, and I'm pretty sure I'm smiling.
You are smiling. I think my ears are warm. Yeah.
He's going to try to put as much damage as he can, but here comes. Does he go Ragnaros and just expel all hope, or does he go Belcher?
After we left, he got back, it's like,
There's Belcher. There's the 1 damage to clear.
Some nice sized bowls.
Yep.
It's
You get the little one or you get
the jumbo.
the big one?
The one that's about that big around. Not the.
Eagle horn.
You got 2 of the,
They call them jumbos.
yeah, the 16 ounce ones. I had one of those last night, but I had last set up of 215. I had one 60 ounce.
Last
Good
time,
command.
That was that
Yeah, no,
that was
picking me up out somewhere in the parking lot after that.
exactly.
And then does he use his spiders to clear that slime?
Pretty happy right now.
Yep.
Nope, he's going to leave that slime out. Here comes Rag. Dave's on a timer.
What's up? Don't you ever do that again. I sent you the invite, dude.
And he didn't get the good companion. Unleash the Irons. That's halfway decent. There's a clear, but he ain't got nothing to deal with Rag. And it just hurt his cause, actually. Should have left the 1-1 on the board.
Oh, I haven't
cleared Rag.
Well played.
Instead, he is done. Done, over with. Here comes the flame cannon. Here comes the rag. Just in the turn. It's up. Goodbye. Tyler wins. Now for what Tylord actually did win. Let's look at that.
Hey, I have to actually see, did he win on behind?
2-0. It is behind though, yes.
Okay, well I still want to go here.
What does he win? That is the question. Let's pull up Tylord's really, really big prize back here. The lovely people at Be Quiet have given us a Silent Base 800. Ace for the winner. Good looking case. As you see, it takes up the whole thing. This is the winner for the prize. How you doing? This will be handed out at the midnight raffle, along with the winner of the TF2 tournament. Which will be coming up at 9 o'clock. The winner of that tournament gets a 9X tank. Adam, grab me one of those the sound cards, the 9Xs. Each member of the winning team of the TF2 tournament will get one of these in midnight. Sound Blaster ZX sound card. Not a bad deal. Until the TF2 tournament begins, we will be back on music.
Alright guys, we got 20 minutes till lockout for TF2. If anyone wants to join, please go on to the control panel and sign up for it. At 8 o'clock it will be locked out and no one will be accepted.
What Rob said.